Today, we're tackling a project that's close to my heart, creating a beautiful and functional pantry. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm guilty of tossing out wilted lettuce or forgotten leftovers more often than I'd like to admit. It's such a waste, and it hits the wallet, too. That's why I'm so excited to share some of my favorite DIY food storage solutions. We're talking about simple, budget-friendly ideas that'll help you keep your food fresh longer, reduce waste, and maybe even inspire you to cook more delicious meals at home. We're going to transform your pantry from a catch-all space into a well-organized haven for all your culinary treasures. Think charming mason jars, rustic baskets, and maybe even a touch of shiplap. So grab your tool belts and let's get started. First up, let's talk about mason jars. Y'all know I love a good mason jar. They're not just for canning anymore, they're the perfect solution for storing all those dry goods in your pantry. Think flour, sugar, rice, beans, lentils, you name it. What I love about mason jars is that they're airtight, which means your food will stay fresher longer. Plus, they look so much prettier than those half-empty bags cluttering up your shelves. You can find mason jars in all shapes and sizes at most grocery stores or online. I like to buy them in bulk because, let's be honest, you can never have too many. Once you've got your jars, give them a good wash and make sure they're completely dry before you start filling them up. I like to add a cute label to each jar with the name of the ingredient and the date. And here's a little tip to keep those pesky pantry moths away. Add a bay leaf or two to each jar. It's an old-fashioned trick that really works. Next up, let's tackle those spices. Spices are like little bursts of flavor that can transform any dish, but they can also easily get lost in the back of your pantry. That's why I love the idea of a magnetic spice rack. Now, you can buy a fancy pre-made one, but where's the fun in that? We're going to make our own. All you need are some small metal containers, a magnetic strip, and a little bit of creativity. You can find small metal containers with clear lids at most craft stores. I like to use chalkboard paint to label mine so I can easily see what's inside. Once you've got your containers labeled, simply attach the magnetic strip to the back of your pantry door or an empty wall space. Then, just stick your spice containers right onto the magnetic strip. This is such a great way to save space and keep your spices organized and within easy reach. Plus, it adds a touch of rustic charm to your pantry. All right, y'all, let's talk about keeping those perishable foods fresh longer. Now you could go out and buy a fancy vacuum sealer, but did you know you can achieve similar results with just a Ziploc bag and a straw? It's true! This little trick is a game changer when it comes to storing leftovers, prepped ingredients, or even freezing extra portions of that delicious soup you made. Here's how it works. Place your food in a Ziploc bag, leaving a little bit of space at the top. Then seal the bag almost all the way, leaving just a small opening. Insert a straw into the opening and suck out as much air as you can. Once you've removed most of the air, quickly remove the straw and seal the bag completely. And that's it. Your food will stay fresher longer, and you'll save money by not having to toss out spoiled ingredients. This method works especially well for freezing fruits and vegetables. Just make sure to blanch your veggies before freezing to preserve their color and nutrients. Now, I'm all about giving new life to old things, and that includes those empty glass bottles we often toss in the recycling bin. Instead of throwing them away, why not repurpose them as stylish storage containers for your pantry? I'm talking about those pretty olive oil bottles, vintage soda bottles, or even those cute little jars that specialty jams come in. Just give them a good wash, remove any labels, and voila! You've got yourself a set of unique and eco-friendly storage containers. These repurposed bottles are perfect for storing liquids like oils, vinegars, homemade salad dressings, or even infused waters. The airtight lids will keep your liquids fresh, and the clear glass allows you to easily see what's inside. You can even get creative and add your own personal touch to your repurposed bottles. Tie a cute ribbon around the neck, add a chalkboard label, or even use a paint pen to write directly on the glass. The possibilities are endless. When it comes to pantry organization, we're always looking for ways to maximize space, right? Well, one of my favorite solutions is hanging baskets. They're not just for your front porch anymore, y'all. Hanging baskets are a fantastic way to utilize vertical space in your pantry, especially if you're working with a smaller area. You can hang them from the ceiling, on the back of the pantry door, or even on the sides of shelves. I like to use hanging baskets to store fruits and vegetables that don't need to be refrigerated, like onions, garlic, potatoes, and even some types of squash. The open design allows for good air circulation, which helps prevent spoilage. You can find hanging baskets in a variety of materials, from rustic wicker to sleek metal. Choose a style that complements your pantry decor and provides the right amount of storage space for your needs. Alright, y'all, let's talk about a fun and functional way to repurpose those empty plastic bottles we all seem to accumulate. Instead of tossing them in the recycling bin, let's transform them into handy pantry dispensers. This is such an easy DIY project that even the kids can help with. Simply take an empty plastic bottle, like a juice or milk jug, and carefully cut off the top portion. Make sure the cut is smooth and even. Now, you've got yourself a convenient dispenser for dry goods like cereal, granola, nuts, trail mix, or even pet food. The wide opening makes it easy to pour, and the bottle's shape helps keep your pantry staples fresh. You can decorate your new dispensers with paint, markers, or even colorful washi tape. Get creative and personalize them to match your pantry decor. Let's talk about reducing our environmental footprint, one reusable bag at a time. Instead of relying on single-use plastic produce bags at the grocery store, why not make your own stylish and sustainable cloth bags? This is a great project for those who love to sew, and it's surprisingly easy, even for beginners. You can find simple patterns online or even just use an old t-shirt to create your bags. Choose breathable fabrics like cotton or muslin, which allow for good air circulation and help keep your produce fresh. You can even use different colored fabrics to easily identify different types of produce in your refrigerator crisper. Not only are cloth produce bags better for the environment, but they're also gentler on your delicate fruits and veggies. Plus, they look so much prettier in your shopping cart than those flimsy plastic bags. Alright, y'all, let's talk about getting that pantry organized. And when it comes to creating a tidy and efficient space, stackable bins are a total game changer. Stackable bins are like little drawers that help you maximize vertical space and keep similar items grouped together. You can find them in a variety of materials, from clear plastic to woven baskets, so you can choose a style that suits your pantry's aesthetic. I like to use stackable bins to store snacks, baking supplies, canned goods, and even extra toiletries. Label each bin clearly so you can easily find what you're looking for without having to tear apart your entire pantry. And here's a little tip. Measure your pantry shelves before you go shopping for bins to make sure you get the right size. You want to make sure they fit snugly without wasting any precious space. Y'all know I love incorporating fresh herbs into my cooking. They add so much flavor and aroma to any dish. But sometimes those grocery store herbs can be a bit pricey, and they don't always last very long. That's why I love the idea of creating a little DIY herb garden right in your kitchen. It's easier than you might think, and it's a great way to add a touch of greenery to your home. You can use almost any type of container for your herb garden, from recycled tin cans to old teacups. Just make sure they have drainage holes to prevent overwatering. Choose herbs that you use frequently in your cooking, like basil, oregano, thyme, and rosemary. They're relatively easy to grow indoors, and they'll thrive in a sunny windowsill. Alright, y'all, let's be honest. The freezer can be a bit of a black hole sometimes. It's easy to lose track of what's in there, which can lead to wasted food and unnecessary grocery store trips. That's why I'm a big believer in creating a freezer inventory list. It's a simple but effective way to keep track of what you have on hand so you can plan your meals accordingly and avoid those mystery meat moments. You can create your inventory list on a piece of paper, in a notebook, or even using a digital app. I like to keep mine on the fridge door, so it's always visible. Simply list out all the items in your freezer, along with the quantity and date they were frozen. You can even organize your list by category, like meats, vegetables, fruits, and leftovers. Well, there you have it, folks. A handful of my favorite DIY food storage solutions to help you create a pantry that's both beautiful and functional. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work for you and your family. I truly believe that a well-organized pantry can make all the difference in the kitchen. It can inspire you to cook more, reduce food waste, and save you money in the long run. Plus, it just feels good to open your pantry doors and be greeted by a sense of calm and order. So go on, y'all, give these DIY projects a try and let me know how they work for you. I can't wait to see your beautifully organized pantries. Happy organizing!